We're in the minicamp and OTA season, and the Colts have the biggest quarterback battle of a lifetime between Anthony Richardson and Danny Dimes, and the Colts keep feeding us a couple clips at a time. Today, they gave us one of Anthony Richardson, one of Danny Dimes. We're going to go over those clips, see what these quarterbacks are doing. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at the clips from rookie camp, OTAs, minicamp, training camp down the road, workouts in between, seeing what your favorite players are doing behind the scenes so you know what your players are doing and how they're developing. Click that button, stop missing out, but here we are. We're getting a little bit of clips here and there of these two quarterbacks, seeing what they're doing behind the scenes. We're going to watch this, and then we're going to loop it and keep talking ball. Starting off with Anthony Richardson right here. We got the glasses on, slinging it out there, slow-mo style. There we are. Next is Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes coming in. There we are. Downfield, Pittman. What I believe with this quarterback battle is Anthony Richardson has the talent to beat out Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes is here to push him. If he doesn't take the step forward from years prior, then it might get ugly. I like Anthony Richardson. I wish he had more experience under his belt to really move things along forward because dude's nasty in the open field, highly athletic, good on the run. The arm strength is insane. It'd just be fun to watch. But good things come to an end sometimes. We got to start developing. Maybe it's now. Maybe this just pushes his development. But if Danny Dimes is in there, that's a sign that, hey, we're going quarterback next year. We're going quarterback next year. Solid quarterback class in 2026 in NFL draft. Supposedly, as long as some of these quarterbacks come out and don't stay. Arch Manning sounds like it might stay. However, when we're looking at this, Danny Dimes, with what they have on the roster, that this is low-key, sneaky good wide receiver depth chart here for the Colts. They had a good running back. They added Tyler Warren. Low-key, he might win them enough games to get him out of range of a good quarterback. And it might be like the back end of those first-round quarterbacks, and we know how that always looks out. That may not be in favor of the Colts. If it was me, just playing spreadsheet football, just looking at everything analytically, I think I'd roll Anthony Richardson, and he either steps up or we get in position to get our quarterback. Like, that's it. That's how I would do it. He either steps it up or he gets us in position for the top quarterback in the draft or the second best quarterback in the draft. Either way, I win because he steps up, we got a quarterback. Doesn't step up, we get a quarterback. I think if you float around with a guy like a journeyman here like Danny Dimes is going to be, and say he plays to how he was just a couple years ago with the Giants. We got a decent wide receiver depth chart here. We got a running back to lean on. We got some good depth here at the wide receiver spot. That might get you enough to get you drafted in the teens. There ain't no quarterback in the teens. There ain't no stud quarterback in the teens ever. That ain't happening. You might get lucky. That ain't happening. You might get the worst of the first rounders. That might happen. But that's something you don't want to say either, and that's something you don't want to pivot to. And maybe if he can get you to the teens, you're stuck with him another year. Maybe. And now you got a horrible situation going in 2026. Maybe he's good enough to get you a backdoor into the playoffs. Maybe that happens because this roster's not bad. This is not a bad roster. However, if it was me, I'd roll Anthony Richardson. I probably would never brought in another quarterback. Well, I would want to push him developmental-wise in training camp. But spreadsheet football, just looking at the situation, I'd rather just ride or die because either way, long-term, I'm going to end up getting another quarterback. Either a brand-new Anthony Richardson who's stepping it up or the new one in the draft next year. Seeing what happens. I think Daniel Jones, long-term success, it's not like he's going to come around and turn into Tom Brady. Like, he might backdoor you into the playoffs because you got a roster here. However, I wouldn't bet on it. Like, I think he's good enough to get you, like, in the teens of draft position, and now you're out of range of a quarterback, and you're going to have to trade everything, get up to a quarterback. I think that's not how coaching staff's thinking. That's how I think. I think we got enough upside with Anthony Richardson, and I think Daniel Jones here is a good gatekeeper quarterback, good enough to where if he doesn't beat him out, then you might as well write that swan song and light it up and end it and just set him out to fire in the ocean. The career will be over for Anthony Richardson. He'll be a backup for the rest of the season, rest of his career. But we have the talent to do it. We have the talent. So we're going to be watching this quarterback situation all off season long. Let me know what you think. Let me know. I want to hear about that. A bunch of different perspectives out there. A lot of people don't even like Anthony Richardson. I don't think. Let's go back to Florida. Let's look at what they got with DJ Lagway. I think DJ Lagway beats both these quarterbacks out. Like, I think there's college quarterbacks right now that aren't even up for the draft, that are still developing, that would beat both these quarterbacks out. DJ Lagway is one of my favorite quarterbacks coming out of the high school recruiting realms, seeing what he did last year, and only got a year under his belt of productivity at college ball. I think he'd beat these quarterbacks out. I think he would definitely. These quarterbacks would be riding the pine at Florida. These quarterbacks would be riding the pine at some other collegiate programs. I think that's what we're looking at here. Inexperience with Anthony Richardson. I wish he was able to get more experience under his belt before he got drafted in the first round. But you know what? You come out of draft, you get that money. And I don't fault him at all. And I'm looking at Danny Dimes. I never liked him as a prospect, honestly. I never liked him. He's exceeded my expectations. I expected worse. Honestly, around possibilities, I think if I average things out, looking at it, yeah, it's just an up and down career. Getting that draft capital, allowing him to get the opportunity to prove himself a little bit. And sunk cost fallacy of the Giants. But still, I never liked him. I still don't like him as a prospect. I think he can push it downfield. I think this is a great situation for the quarterback that steps it up in training camp. They have got some good wide receivers here. Underrated wide receiver depth chart. Josh Downs can stay healthy. Michael Pittman can roll a little bit. You got speed with A.D. Mitchell, Alec Pierce stepping it up. Now you got Tyler Ward. You got Jonathan Taylor. You got him in the flat and taking all the carries. You got Giddens there as a backup. You got some talent here on this team. And now we just got to get the ball facilitated. And if we can just facilitate it a little bit better, this team could be dangerous. Could be a legend killer in the AFC. Could be one of those teams that just snipe off playoff teams. Knock them out of the race. Like, that's one thing about this team. Like, whoever wins this, all they have to do is just be a little bit better than what they had before. If Anthony Richardson just steps up and beats better, that's something here. You got a lot of talent on this team. The one thing is that's a tragedy is watching this talent, watching this roster at the wide receiver spot, and just seeing like it go down in flames with the ambiguity at the quarterback position. It's just watching it like sit there, not getting the love and care it needs. It's supposed to have. Because you got 4 good wide receivers. Alec Pierce stepped up last year. You got to give him his flowers. A.D. Mitchell's got a ton of upside. If you look at the metrics, separation per route run, he led all rookie wide receivers last year for what it's worth on the limited amount of routes. Michael Pittman's solid. And then Josh Downs, a dog, creating separation. Now you got Warren into the mix, and you got one of the best running backs in the league. Like, you got all this talent. You got it all just sitting there. And you got to take advantage of it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.